Good morning, friends. We'll start in just a few moments. Okay, so good morning again, friends. And this morning, I'm going to share about a practice that the Buddha specifically suggested that we all, as practitioners, do on a frequent basis, so daily. And they are actually called the 5 daily reflections. Many of you may have heard of them. And this is a practice that you can do at the same time every day. It's helpful to kind of try to do it at the same time. You could do it when you wake up in the morning, or you could do it before your formal meditation practice that you do regularly. But the beauty of this practice is that it has this tendency to really cut through like a sword of wisdom through some of the typical delusions that we tend to fall into, which is often, taking things, including this body, this mind, this life, to be permanent when it's really impermanent. So this is a practice that really tends to align us with the truth of impermanence. And the another real beauty of that is that then it has this ability to focus us on our highest intentions and on aligning our hearts and minds, which really what's most important in our daily lives as we go about our daily lives moment to moment. So, with this practice and with all other practices, including our mindfulness practice, as we begin to understand more and more deeply and intuitively the truth of impermanence, we also begin to see that really the only thing that's really important that we can impact, and that's so tremendously important, is our intention in any given moment. Are we showing up in a way that's non harming to ourselves or others, or that's harming? And when we begin to see that, we understand more and more deeply that that intention that we're showing up with in any given moment, it will have consequences. And if we show up with that non-harming intention more and more, there will be more peace, ease, and contentment arising in our lives if we really start to relate more and more through a non-harming intention. So yes, this particular practice, it focuses us on impermanence. And so it's a reminder, as I'll go through in just a little bit, it's a reminder of the impermanence of our bodies, so of death, and it's a reminder of aging. And so sometimes people initially, a reaction may be, well, this is morbid in a way, but no, it's a beautiful practice in the sense that it's focusing us on the truth, bringing us back. So for me, I found that this particular practice has been really fruitful in times of challenge. When I'm having a tendency to have a lot of proliferation of thought, maybe I'm falling into some kind of clinging, some delusion that, something, I need to have something to be happy, and something is keeping me unhappy, or I have, the mind is like accumulating problems, thinking I have 84 problems or something like this. It then refocuses me on knowing, like, these are the truths of impermanence that are true no matter what. And I can then begin to, kind of rest into letting go of that clinging and that misunderstanding that I'm falling into, that these things, focusing on these supposed problems or the clinging, is the most important thing. No, it's really about the heart's intention and what we bring to life and how we show up. And then the actions that have consequences, the volitional actions. So, yes, this particular practice focuses us on this truth of karma, which just means actions. And actually, incorporated into that is the knowing that this is about intentional actions, the intentions that are motivating us. And those will have consequences. Again, It's about whether we're showing up with a heart that is one that's motivated by care, non-harming, rather than falling into our habits that keep us caught in cycles of suffering due to, aversion, tendencies of aversion or greed or delusion. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the 5 daily reflections, just to let you know what they are. Here we go. I am subject to aging. I am not exempt from aging. I am subject to illness. I am not exempt from illness. I am subject to death. I am not exempt from death. I will inevitably be separated from everything that is near and dear to me. And the 5th daily reflection is I am the heir of my actions, the owner of my actions, born of my actions, related to my actions. Whatever I do, whether good or bad, of that I will be the heir. So hopefully you can see how these daily reflections are a way of really reminding us what's important in our lives. The Buddha taught that these actually allow us to take the path factors to take root in our lives. That means the Noble Eightfold Path factors. And these are the factors leading to awakening. So they allow us to begin to really cultivate that wise intention, wise view, our wise action, our ethics or sila, and then also our wise meditation practices of wise effort, wise mindfulness, and wise concentration. This is a pathway, what he's saying. The path factors take root if we remind ourselves of these truths on a regular basis. Okay, so now I'd like to invite you to begin the meditation. And I'm going to recite again the 5 daily reflections after we start. And you can see how, if you take them to yourself silently, if they bring a different mind state, perhaps a bit of letting go, of focusing and centering into your meditation practice. Okay, so just inviting you now to gently close your eyes, or if you like to practice with your eyes open, you can just cast them downwards about 4 feet in front of you. And first, just resting into the body and allowing and inviting relaxation into any areas where you might be carrying tension. So, just first bringing in an intention of calmness and non harming towards your body. Letting go to the extent possible of any places where you really might be holding some stress. Now I'll say the 5 daily reflections. I am subject to aging. I have not gone beyond aging. I am subject to illness. I am not exempt from illness. I am subject to death. I am not exempt from death. I will inevitably be separated from all that is near and dear to me. I am the heir of my actions, the owner of my actions, born of my actions, related to my actions. Whatever actions I take, whether good or bad, of those I will be the heir. And then allowing for that nobility, the nobility of that knowing, that nobility of that alignment of our minds and hearts with the truth to carry us into the meditation. So again, dropping into awareness and presence with body sensations. can be helpful to just open the awareness to some of the stronger body sensations in the beginning, areas of stronger pressure or heat. And then to open to awareness of the whole body, the whole body in the meditation posture. This ever changing stream and flow of body sensations that we call the body. And within this flow of sensations, there is the breath, always happening. An inhale, perhaps a pause followed by an exhale. And just allowing the mind to rest with however the breath is showing up right now. So we're dropping our habit, our tendency to react with liking or disliking experience, whether it's pleasant or not, or neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Opening to awareness of however the breath is showing up in this moment. And if we do fall into reacting in a sense of wanting something to be different than the way it is, the breath to be different, disliking something unpleasant, or wanting to cling to something pleasant, we can notice whether suffering arises in the mind along with that reaction. And just bring our mindfulness to that. Same too of thoughts that may arise, other bodily sensations, hearing, even emotions and moods. And when the mind is knowing those objects rather than the breath, just to allow that to be okay. And just to say, oh, hearing is happening, or thinking is happening, or itching is happening. And gently coming back to the anchor of the breath when that's possible, when the other experience is not pulling the attention so strongly. Knowing the breath as it's arising and passing, just the individual sensations of the breath. And knowing the other objects of the mind or the body. It doesn't take really any effort for that knowing to happen. Just to be here, just to show up for it. Noticing if any delight, quiet delight, arises in the mind. And we're just allowing ourselves to be aware of what's happening without trying to make it be something else. And to the extent we have an anchor for our attention, such as the breath, it's simply a tool for us. Anything that's arising is a perfect object for mindfulness meditation. Coming back to an anchor just allows us to gather and collect the attention over time. And we may notice that emotions are present at some point in time, and whether the heart is at ease or not at ease. The freedom is actually in knowing either is okay and can be held in mindfulness, held with care and compassion and mindfulness, not pushing away or trying to hold on to. So, thank you, Dharma friends, for sharing this time of practice with me. I noticed that earlier in the week, Chaz did a daily Dharma session on dedicating the merit. So, I'll just briefly dedicate the merit for us. May any benefit that has come from our practice be shared with all beings. May it serve to awaken all beings, and may it bring peace. And may you have a peaceful day.